Welcome back to another episode of the Marketing Quacks podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Dozer, and if you're new to the show, the mission here is to expose the quacks and gimmicks in the marketing industry while featuring some great marketers and entrepreneurs along the way. On this episode, I'm excited to welcome our guest, Oleksandr Nyezhnyk. Again, I'm sorry if I butchered that last name. We talked about this off air. But Oleksandr is the co-founder and CEO at Profit Whales, which is a full-service marketing agency specialized for e-commerce brands. He also has several of his own e-commerce stores as well, and he is based in Los Angeles. So, Oleksandr, thank you so much for joining the show.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, so my name is Alexander. Alex is easier versions in US because it's hard to pronounce for people in US. And originally, I'm born from Ukraine, but I have moved to US and I was doing e-commerce business here like 7 years, and in total, since 2015, I'm doing e-commerce.
Love it. Yeah, I was just going to ask to do a quick
Mhm.
intro on who you are and what you do, but it looks like you already kind of got into that. So, if you want to expand just for those listeners who have no idea who you are, what would be that quick intro?
Yeah, so like super quick intro. How I say I started doing e-commerce in 2015, and 7 years ago we also start doing a more kind of IT agency, not like agency what doing job by hands. We start to develop our own software for analytics, PPC manager. Because before to start e-commerce, I was working like Google Scripts engineer in Google Ads, and I had a ton of experience how to advertising work. And when did we come first time in Amazon, that was the same advertising platform but much easier. And we start to implement our scripts and start work well. That's why we start building software. And in one day, I remember the software get out of our control, and we become one of the biggest software agencies in the world. Right now, we manage around 1.5 billion in revenue. We are Amazon
Oh,
advertising partners, official.
yeah, so let's get into Profit Wells and what you do there. So what separates you guys, I guess, from the hundreds of other PPC
Yeah,
agencies out there offering similar
yeah.
services?
I will explain the main problem. A lot of sellers, a lot of ex e-commerce guys, they was building agencies based on their experience. And the main problem in a lot of agencies, they doing their job by hands. And come on, we are living in 21st century, do you know, where it's technology much powerful than people. And it's sad, but it's true. And if you don't have your right technology, you cannot build great business. And e-commerce business, it's everything about mass. Everything. It's how much you're paying for advertising, how much you're paying for your shipping cost, for everything, for product cost, and it's just mass plus marketing. And what we will start to building in Amazon, you have, do you know, super simple story. You need to bring traffic to your listing for some way, for example, PPC, and make your listing convertible to sell this. And usually, when you done all job with listing preparation, you have good product, you have PPC advertising. And when you're doing your advertising by your hands, you can face some problems. It's great when you have low budgets. You can control few keywords, you can control few advertising channel, it's fine. But when you're working with $100,000, $1 million budget, it's no way how you can manage that by hands.
Yeah.
And what we got this when we was like 7 years ago. First employer what we was hired was IT specialist guy who started to build in software, not to do work by hands. And that what separate us from other agency. Because for example, why we become Amazon partners. Amazon had the problem they cannot set up big account, like for example Nike. They have thousands SKUs, and it's no way how they can set up that, because they need to have hundreds of people to manage this work when software can do that in less than an hour.
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense. So I want to
Hmm.
talk about Amazon PPC a little bit. So my background actually is in SEM. So I used to
Hmm.
manage Google Ads
Yeah.
for a huge corporation, millions of dollars worth. So I'm very familiar with that spectrum.
Hmm.
But I'm not familiar with the Amazon spectrum. So talk about, I guess, why should an e-commerce brand invest their marketing dollars in Amazon PPC when you and I both know Amazon's already taking a cut, right? So there's a lot of expenses that already go into that up front versus some of the other marketing channels that exist. I guess kind of sell Amazon PPC for me.
Yeah, I will tell you. Amazon, huge machine, and it's like the biggest e-commerce platform, e-commerce channel in right now in the world.
Absolutely.
And here is the problem. Without using Amazon PPC, you cannot sell because in the middle, from 20 to 40% of your total sales can be driven from Amazon PPC. And Amazon builds their system in that way that you should use PPC. It's no way how you can bring your traffic to your listing without using PPC if you're not super big brand outside of Amazon, which everyone know about that.
Right.
And like a regular seller, you just should do that. It's no way how to escape this, and it's your percent of your revenue what you will pay for Amazon because you're using their platform. And story of Amazon PPC, it's super simple. For example, in Google Ads, you like competing with other competitors for the traffic and placements. In Amazon, you have almost the same. It's story how you can steal traffic from your competitor. Why I tell it steal? Because Amazon has his own traffic. For example, million sessions for people who want to buy umbrella in this month. And Amazon, wherever, will drive this traffic to someone. And usually, Amazon will drive this traffic to bestsellers because they will give for Amazon great revenue per product because seller paying commission, referral fees, storage fees for Amazon. It's better to Amazon drive traffic for the guy who has a better conversion rate. But if you're a new seller or a seller who is like in top 5, 10 more, that you want to steal some of this traffic, what Amazon will drive to bestseller, and you should to use PPC. That's it. That's
Yeah.
only
That
one way how you can bring the traffic in Amazon. No other ways. You have like little promotional stuff in Amazon, but it's not that big. Like huge amount of your traffic. When you starting your listing, it can be like 70% of your overall traffic will be derived from Amazon through Amazon PPC.
and that makes sense. I guess what are some niches in Amazon where you see PPC work better than others?
Right now, honestly, PPC working like if PPC working for your zero profit, that's well. That's 100% the best job what you can do. Right now, you cannot do profitable PPC in Amazon. Because, for example, I'm selling supplement niche. My product is protein powders, vegan protein powders. And cost per click for first position advertising, for me, it's like $8 when I have like $12 margin. So, I don't have conversion rate 80% to make it profitable. And I just spend this money to get organic positions because when you start to bring in traffic for Amazon, you start to bring in money for Amazon, like revenue per click. Amazon moving you a little bit higher in organic, and in organic you start to steal in free traffic, and free traffic cover your advertising costs. And here is, like some niche is overwhelmed. For example, supplement niche. I feel it's one of the most overwhelmed niche in Amazon because like
Super
cost,
competitive.
yeah, cost per click for first position advertising can be up to $10 when your margin can be $5.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. What are some typical CPCs you have to deal with on Amazon
Uh,
versus because Google depends on the niche, right?
yeah,
Lawyers, you're paying
lawyers can be
15, 20
100.
bucks a click. I mean, anything cheap though, you're paying 5 to 10 bucks a click for something
Yeah.
local. So I guess talk about some PPCs on Amazon.
Right now it's from $2 to $5. It can be, it depends of placement. You can still have cheap traffic, but the cheapest traffic have lower conversion rate. So it depends. If you can pay $2 per click but have 20% conversion rate, it's the same if you will pay 50 cents per click but have 5% conversion rate.
Yeah. Yeah, that
So,
makes sense.
hmm
So without giving up your secret sauce,
hmm
Oleksandr, I guess what would be kind of a few tips that you have for anyone listening that's on the fence of investing marketing dollars in Amazon PPC? I guess what is kind of that selling point of, hey, you should invest money in Amazon PPC versus the other channels out
yeah.
there?
I have here one funny story. I'm launching right now my new brands. And I have 9 years of Amazon experience and all of the stuff behind my head, and but I do not launch a product in Amazon. Right now, Amazon PPC, it's super like super high competitive in payments. And usually when you launch your product and you want to bring some traffic, it's no way how you can bring that from Amazon PPC. Because Amazon last year and well, maybe last 2 years start to limited traffic for new sellers. If you're, for example, if you're seller number one, you can spend 100% of budget, your budget allocation. If you're like new seller or like top 20 seller, not that big deal, top 20, you can allocate like 10% of budget what can first seller allocate. And Amazon limiting your traffic, even if you have $1 million of budget, you cannot start spend it. And secret sauce will be here to not do Amazon PPC. Secret sauce will be to start to invest your money to product and brand building. Because
Absolutely.
do you know, main things is PPC. It's not about sales, like it's about traffic. And when you compete with the guys who already exist in the market 5 years, 10 years, and have 100,000 reviews, 10,000 reviews, it's no way how you compete with him with the budgets because he will have cheaper CPC because he has higher conversion rate. He have cheaper logistic cost because he can order thousands of units. He have cheaper manufacturer price, and it's no way how you can compete in regular e-commerce strategy. And if you will,
Yeah, I look at like someone like First Form Fitness, right? I'm actually drinking a First Form energy drink
yeah,
right now. Andy Frisella, I'm sure you're very familiar with this brand, right? He's not on Amazon. I looked for him on Amazon. He's not on Amazon, but what
mhm.
does he do, right? He has the podcast that is good branding for his First Form, right? He has all sorts of other things. He's speaking. He has really good marketing. He works with influencers. He's on social media. He's on every single marketing platform that you can think of. And is that what you're kind of saying is like that First Form example of branding off of Amazon and trying to build something
Of
that way?
course, of course. Amazon still will drive you 60% of all sales, maybe 70% of all sales. But if you start to invest your money, what you want to spend in Amazon PPC, you just cut this budget and start to invest in your product, podcasts, influencers, everything to build brand behind your product. That will be much powerful than you will spend this money in Amazon PPC
Plus, you
because
don't get the emails and customer
yeah,
lifetime value too.
100%. It totally changes the strategy. Like everyone was trying to build Amazon business. Do you know that was gold rush in US? Like let's do Amazon
Amazon
business.
FBA,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like everyone. Honestly, right now his model is dead. I have like ton of clients, and I didn't see success studies for regular Amazon sellers. But I see a lot of success studies how they launch like super success brands when they wasn't doing Amazon, and they come to Amazon after with their own traffic. The main problem here, you compete with existing seller who is already doing 1,000 sales a day. And if you cannot bring 1,000 sales a day from outside of Amazon, it's no way how you will compete with him because Amazon
The other
will
thing
drive traffic
too,
to
in a
him.
lot of niches, Amazon has their now own brands, Amazon Essential
Hmm.
brands, right? They have their own supplements now. They have all sorts of household items, electronics, toiletries. I mean, you've seen this
Everything,
stuff
Amazon
too.
basics.
That's another element of competition.
Yeah, and you cannot compete in the old ways. And here's the problem: you can find a lot of information outside of internet how to launch your Amazon business, but honestly, most of this information right now is bullshit. You should to try find information how to launch your brand in 2024.
Without Amazon,
Because yeah,
without
guys
relying
who
on
was launching
Amazon.
even 2 years ago, the strategy doesn't work now.
What about drop shipping? What are your thoughts on
I
that?
don't think it's alive still. That was super big model in Amazon when I was doing when that was 2015 and I was in Ukraine. Everyone we have our own gold rush in Amazon business, but we had a lot of guys who was doing drop shipping, arbitrage model, and they was doing crazy money. Right now, is this model is dead. Do you know it's more comfortable if you're like student and you want to make $1,000. That's it, and you live in I feel abroad of USA because if you live in the USA, it's not enough money even to cover something.
Especially where
So
you're at in LA.
yes, this model doesn't work. It doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, absolutely.
like
So I want to talk about AI now. Let's do a little
mhm,
transition here to
of
AI.
course.
I don't know how big you are in AI. I use
Mhm,
AI every day. I have my own AI YouTube channel. So talk about how you're using AI
yeah,
right now. How are you leveraging it in your business?
of
What
course.
tools are you using? Talk about that a little bit.
Mhm. Look, here you have like two AI sites in e-commerce space. First, technology side, and second side is creativity side. Technology side, right now you can cover some little analytic stuff, little PPC stuff, but it's not as a big deal because the problem inside the Amazon. To build great AI, you need to have a great amount of data. And Amazon didn't share their data with no one. So it's no legal way or even no ways how you can get this data from Amazon. And usually you're working with some kind of not clear data. So that means you cannot build the gray AI in PPC or in analytics stuff. A lot of software right now in the marketing writing like we are AI powered software. Honestly, they do not. They cannot. I don't know how the AI powers it. Maybe some sort of easy decisions, but it's not AI. But where is AI is really working right now, it's in creativity space. We're using like it's every day. For example, when we create a new product, the main problem in concept, you should to have some concepts, and you can hire some designers. It's not cheap job. It can be cost from $1,000 to $10,000 for a design, and you need to have some concepts before you start selling your product. I have one experience. Can I tell one story here?
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm born in Ukraine. Do you know we don't have this many sunny days like in California? You have like 300 sunny days in the year. That's why everyone is happy. We have like maybe 50 sunny days a year, and everyone
Probably
dress
cold over there.
black. Do you know? Everyone dress black, gray, no bright colors, no bright colors. How often you see people in California in dark colors? Almost never. Yeah, and we like some different sort of design. And I had a story. My partner, he was launching product in Amazon, and he like huge influencer in Ukrainian space. And he in his Instagram make a quote. Do you know? Choose the best design what you want. And there was one cool black, one like weird bubble, colorful weird bubble, and two other stuff. And black design wins 72%. And I called him, hey, Artem, I feel like I know you're the weirdest one, what got only 4% of choices. I will telling you will be the best in America. And he told me like, no way, it's weirdest one. You just and I tell him, here's you have some platforms like Pigful and Tel Aviv platform when you can buy American opinions. And he did the same test for Americans, and this weird bubble wins 62%. So when you build in your product, you don't build it for yourself. And main problem here is this creativity. For example, ChatGPT is based for US audience. And
That's a good point.
Midjourney, other AI platform can advise some design concepts what built for Americans. That you cannot love that, but you create a product for this market, existing market. And if like people who live in America loves this design, you should do it this way. I have the same story with my brand Viti Viti. I ordered the great studio in Turkey. They doing amazing designs in Europe, like honestly amazing. I paid 10K for design my brand, and they sent me design, and I was really happy of this, really happy. And I tested in American platform, and I got like around 15% choices. And like, what? I spent 10K bucks, and I have only 15%. I took my three best competitor, and like in option of four, I got only 15%. No way. And I hire an American guy in just freelancer, and I told him, hey, bro, I will pay you $1,000 and 2,000 more if your design will win competition. And he create for this, and this win more than 70%. I like, what? I even didn't like this design, you know, but it's working. Okay, you build the product not for yourself.
So long story short, you're saying it's
Yeah.
best for ideation and product mock-ups and just
Yeah,
basically
product
just trying
markup.
to spin up ideas. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because you will spend ton less money. You can create like 5, 10, 20 ideas. And any
Yeah.
designer will convert these ideas to real products.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with that. Ideation is probably one of my top use cases for AI that I always tell people about. Are there any other tools that you're using besides ChatGPT?
Like Midjourney, Dali, it's for design
Right.
mostly. Yeah, because in also in ChatGPT and other platforms, you can generate some marketing ideas. Because here's the problem in creativity. When you're doing like influencer traffic, you need to have some hooks, marketing hooks, and some creativity stuff, even reviews for you. And it's hard to start to do this from your brain. You need to really brainstorm and spend a ton of money when you can write this in any AI tool and get the answers and creativity stuff also.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's great. So, what are some trends you see with AI? It could be applied to the e-commerce world. I guess, where do you
Mhm.
see AI going in 2024, and how is it
Yeah,
impacting what you
I
do?
feel it's 100% will cover all some technical stuff like review, answering, customer support. It's 100. AI will cover this 100% in e-commerce
What
space.
about Sora? like AI video. Have you seen
Yeah, I saw
Sora or
this.
Google's new one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't feel that will create great product videos. I will explain why. Because usually in US, work in social media marketing and influencer marketing, when some person telling about the product. And is this working well because customer can receive explanation about product, what the product does, and I don't feel Sora can create some sort of video right now, but maybe in future. Maybe
I
in future.
agree. I agree. I look at it like from a
Yeah.
stock video perspective. I think it'll knock that out for sure. And like drone
Mm-hmm.
footage, where it can just scrape the internet for all sorts
Mm-hmm.
of aerial shots that exist and use it for drone footage. But the power of authenticity is something AI lacks, and I think will always lack to some
Mm-hmm.
extent.
Yeah, so for me, like right now, AI tools more for cover some ideas, creativity, basic review stuff, customer support, but maybe in future that will be changed.
Yeah, that
Even do
makes
you
sense.
know?
Let's talk about marketing quacks now. After all, Oleksandr, this is the Marketing Quacks podcast.
Mhm.
What are some marketing tricks and gimmicks that you see people do in the e-commerce space that just kind of make your blood boil?
Yeah, right now, first it's when I had this face I faced this issue like in my career like almost with every my client. Usually, how I sell, they doing products for themselves. They not doing product for their customers. For example, like if you're vegan and you prefer like I will do no sugar products, but if 90% of customers want sweet, it's better to do that with sugar because you don't cast product for them. And the main problem in e-commerce space when people building product without asking their audience, it's the main product. And usually you can spend months, thousands of dollars, you can even manufacture your product, will be not interested in marketing. And that's problem what faced like almost every e-commerce sellers. Every e-commerce sellers have the problem that they cannot sell their stocks. They spend a ton of money
Absolutely.
because you can create product, you can order 10,000 units, but what you will do with this 10,000 units if customers don't want to buy this?
It's a good point. A lot of people get so far down the rabbit
Yeah.
hole with patents and marketing and websites, but
Mhm.
yet they can't sell their products. So
Uh-huh.
all that work just kind of went to waste.
Yeah, and I have one marketing trick. I call this dry test.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, before to start even sell your product in e-commerce, you should to create great e-commerce landing, great, with your product, with your design, everything. You can do that in Shopify, and you need to try sell your product using like Facebook channel, TikTok channel, and advertising media, without even having this product, because you can do refunds. And if you can bring traffic for not existing product with ROI more than one, so what I mean ROI more than one, return on investment, you have like 10k profit, like you have $10 profit for one product sale. And if you can get this $10 profit from using advertising because you're paying like Cox, your customer good shipping, and your advertising fees, and if you have at least 10% profit, so ROI mean one, that means you will sell this profit 100% profitable. Even if you can do ROI 0. 0.6, it's well, because when you will scaling, you will increase your ROI level, better creatives, better product videos, and other. So you need to prove your idea.
Yeah.
And
No, that's
usually you can,
That's really good advice. Yeah, I
yeah.
was going to ask you what kind of your final note would be for listeners, but I think that's a great point. Do you just want to
Mhm.
expand on that a little bit more?
Yeah, and you have some platform when you can buy American opinions. You can choose like whatever you want, like women's, men's, different age, even different regions like California and New York, because it's two different choices. And pay for them like dollar per opinion and ask, would you buy my product or one of this competitor and why? Usually I'm doing like I'm creating some designs to place in my design to read my best competitors, and write some short reviews about each one and asking who you will buy and why. And you can ask like 2,000 people, 3,000 people, and you will get a lot of reviews why some people choosing different sorts of product. For example, right now I'm creating one brand. It's called Little Des. It's sleep gummies, what's looking like a schools, And I had a problem. Like, what people want? They wanna high dose melatonin or no melatonin, because usually melatonin it's super. It's I don't know how to say it in English. Garmon, right?
What
Uh,
are you trying to say?
yeah. Sorry, I don't know this. No in English. Melatonin is some part of your body what calls uh, Garbon. I don't know.
Thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Melatonin's correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the from the sun, right? Melatonin.
Yeah. No, it's what inside your body. I need to
Right.
make you sleepy.
Okay.
And
Yeah, you're right.
here's a big,
I'm not very good with this
yeah,
type of
and
with this
here's a
niche,
big
but yeah, I
problem.
know what you're
Like,
saying.
you have clinical studies what proof that melatonin not great for your body, and your body produce 0.5 gram of melatonin a day. And usually when you want to go to the store and buy melatonin supplements, you have 3 gram to 10 grams in one dose, so it's like six more times more than
Got
your
it.
body need. And that's cause you some issues in your body. But people want to sleep, so like he was just want to turn off. And some of them didn't take care of future problems. And I was asking people what you will prefer, like high melatonin dose supplements to fall asleep, or non-melatonin supplements to make sleep harder but less problems for your body. And for my I was curious when most of people choose high melatonin instead of
Yeah,
less.
that's really interesting
Yeah,
example.
and when you see that, like, wow, people want this product.
Yeah, that's really actionable advice and very interesting. So I'm curious now, Alexander, where can people find you online if they want to learn more about you, Profit Whales, or
Yeah,
what you do?
I feel Instagram will be the best, because
Instagram?
yeah, in Instagram you remember faces when someone writing you, in message, you like, doesn't have a photo like who you are. In Instagram,
Yeah, no doubt.
yeah.
I'll leave a link to that, Profit Whales, your
Mhm.
LinkedIn, and then some other things I'll
LinkedIn,
leave in the show
yeah,
notes too.
perfect.
For sure. Well, I appreciate your time and joining the podcast, Oleksandr. And I want to thank everyone for listening to this episode of the Marketing Quacks podcast. Be sure to tune in again for the next episode.